The Forgotten Titan, 1969. Dodge Polara 500, underrated muscle legend. The late 1960s were the golden years of American muscle. Every manufacturer was locked in a horsepower war, producing machines that defined an era of speed, style, and raw performance. We all know the legends, the Charger, the Challenger, and the Roadrunner. But few talk about one powerful beast that slipped under the radar. Today, we're diving deep into the story of the 1969 Dodge Polara 500, a car that combined muscle car performance with luxury sedan comfort. It wasn't just big, it was bold, powerful, and capable of leaving a trail of smoke down the quarter mile. This is the tale of a forgotten muscle car titan that deserves the spotlight once again. The 1969 Dodge Polara 500 was a full-sized performance car built for those who wanted both speed and sophistication. At first glance, it looked like a cruiser, long, elegant, and refined, but underneath that smooth exterior hid serious muscle. Dodge gave it the same heart as many of its street beasts, the legendary 440 Magnum V8 engine. That power plant delivered a thunderous 375 horsepower, giving the Polara the ability to sprint with the best of them. It could run the quarter mile in around 14 seconds. Impressive for a car that weighed nearly 2 tons. The Polara 500 wasn't just about brute force, it was also about presence. Its sleek lines, distinctive front grille, and elongated body gave it a commanding look on the road. The interior reflected Dodge's ambition to blend comfort with performance. Bucket seats, chrome accents, and high-end trim made it feel more like a luxury cruiser than a drag strip warrior. Yet, when you pressed the gas pedal, all luxury disappeared in a roar of pure American power. The Polara 500 was Dodge's statement that big could be beautiful and brutally fast. It shared much of its DNA with the Charger RT and the Coronet Super B. However, it offered something they didn't: a refined, comfortable drive with the soul of a street racer. It wasn't marketed heavily, which is part of why it slipped through the cracks of history. Most muscle car fans were focused on smaller, flashier models, leaving the Polara in the shadows. But car enthusiasts who knew its potential recognized it as a hidden gem. Its torsion bar front suspension and leaf spring rear setup gave it surprisingly good handling for a big body car. On the highway, it was smooth and quiet. On the strip, it turned into a monster. The dual exhaust system added that deep, throaty rumble that made Mopar fans smile. It was a car you could take to dinner in style, and then to the drag strip for a showdown. Owners often praised its reliability and long-distance comfort. It could easily cruise at high speeds for hours without breaking a sweat. The Polara 500 wasn't afraid to compete with full-size muscle from other brands either. Against the Ford Galaxy 500 or Chevrolet Impala SS, it held its ground with pride. In fact, the Polara's 440 engine outperformed many of its rivals in raw torque. The car's acceleration was instant and forceful, making every drive an event. Even though Dodge didn't emphasize it in ads, it was one of the most powerful full-sized cars of its time. Many buyers loved the sleeper aspect. Few expected such speed from something so elegant. It became a favorite among police departments too, known for its speed and toughness. Those police package Polaras would chase down almost anything on the road in 1969. Today, surviving examples are rare and often highly prized by collectors. Their size and styling make them instantly recognizable at car shows. Enthusiasts who restore them often comment on how solid and well-engineered they are. Unlike smaller muscle cars, the Polara's frame and components were built for endurance. Its long wheelbase also provided stability, making it excellent for straight-line acceleration. The Polara's massive hood housed one of the most legendary Mopar engines ever made. Every time that 440 fired up, you could feel the ground shake. The engine's rumble alone could make a crowd turn their heads. Some versions even came with the 383 or 426 options, each adding their own level of insanity. But the 440 Magnum was the sweet spot, powerful yet usable for daily driving. Inside, the dash layout was clean, functional, and very late 60s in design. It featured round gauges, chrome highlights, and the kind of craftsmanship we rarely see today. It was the kind of car that made you proud to own an American V8. Back then, Dodge wanted to show that power didn't have to mean sacrificing class. The Polara 500 was proof that you could have both, and in generous amounts. Its combination of performance, space, and style made it a unique entry in the Mopar family. While the Charger and Challenger became icons, the Polara became a collector's secret. It was the kind of car that serious enthusiasts whispered about. Not everyone knew, but everyone who did respected it. It represented the best of both worlds: family comfort and drag strip power. Driving one today is a reminder of when cars were built with character and confidence. There's something special about seeing that long body glide down the highway, engine humming like a symphony of steel. Restored models often feature the classic R/T-style striping, enhancing the muscle look. Even bone stock examples have an undeniable aura of strength. It's not just nostalgia, it's the presence that few modern cars can match. That's why the Polara 500 has become a cult favorite among Mopar purists. It might not be the first car that comes to mind when you think muscle, but it deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame. Every bolt, curve, and sound tells a story of power and pride. The car world often forgets giants like the Polara, but true enthusiasts never will. With its rarity increasing, finding one today feels like discovering buried treasure. Those who restore them know they're keeping a legend alive. The Polara 500 isn't just a car. It's a symbol of a different kind of muscle, refined and unstoppable. Every drive feels like time travel to the golden age of performance. When you hear that engine roar, you don't just hear noise, you hear history. It's a sound that connects generations of car lovers, from drag racers to collectors. That's the magic of this forgotten beast. It bridges eras with its timeless power. Even at rest, it looks ready to take off. That stance, that size, and that confidence. Unmistakably Dodge. This car wasn't built for everyone. It was built for those who understood muscle in its purest form. It's not a show-off, it's a statement. And that statement still echoes today in every surviving Polara. When you see one, you're not just looking at metal and paint. You're witnessing history rolling on four wheels. The 1969 Dodge Polara 500 is proof that some legends don't need fame to be unforgettable. They simply exist, waiting to be rediscovered, roaring back to life in the hands of true believers. The 1969 Dodge Polara 500 remains one of the most underrated Mopar creations ever made. It may not have had the spotlight like its smaller siblings, but it carried the same fire in its soul. Today, it stands as a reminder that true muscle isn't always loud or famous. Sometimes, it's quietly powerful. So, next time you see a Polara, give it a nod of respect. Because this car, this massive, mighty masterpiece, helped shape the golden era of American power.